from the Podwires newsroom at joinpodwires.com.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Podwires 5 Things. I'm your host, Miguel, and it's Tuesday, October 21st, 2025. If you're grabbing coffee, commuting, or just scrolling through your day, we've got you covered with the 5 biggest stories shaking up the podcast world right now. From new shows dropping to industry shakeups that'll change how you listen to your favorite podcasts, let's dive in. All right, thing number 1, a major new podcast just dropped, and it's already making waves. Odyssey has partnered with Dr. Mary Claire Haver, a board-certified OBGYN and best-selling author, to launch Unpaused, a weekly podcast tackling menopause and women's health. Now, before you think this sounds niche, hear me out. The show launched today with 2 episodes featuring guests like Dr. Avram Blooming, an expert on hormone replacement therapy, and comedian Leanne Morgan. Upcoming guests include actress Naomi Watts, longevity specialist Dr. Vonda Wright, and makeup mogul Bobby Brown. Why it matters? Dr. Haver has over 7 million followers on social media, and her book, The New Menopause, became a #1 New York Times bestseller. This isn't just another health podcast. It's addressing a massive gap in women's healthcare that affects millions, but rarely gets mainstream attention. Plus, Odyssey's head of podcasts said they've never seen this much pre-launch excitement for a show. That's saying something. On to thing number 2, and this one's a game changer for the industry. Oxford Road just released the first ever podcast rankings based on actual sales results, not downloads or listens, but which shows actually convert listeners to customers. They analyzed $1.6 billion in campaign data across hundreds of advertisers over 12 months. Here's where it gets wild. Joe Rogan's show, the biggest podcast on the planet, doesn't even crack the top 15 for ad performance. Instead, Critical Role, where professional voice actors play Dungeons and Dragons, takes the #1 spot. The findings show that comedy and political podcasts dominate the rankings, with 11 of the top 15 being in those categories, and only 3 Tier 1 podcasts made the cut. Why it matters? For years, advertisers have been throwing money at the biggest names without knowing if it actually works. Oxford Road CEO Dan Granger put it bluntly: every other ranking tells you who has the most listeners. We're telling you which shows deliver ROI. This could completely reshape where ad dollars go and which creators get paid. Thing number 3, let's talk about the elephant in the room that legacy media keeps ignoring. A recent IAB report showed that North American consumers now spend more time with creator-based media than all traditional entertainment combined. And digital video ad spend surpassed traditional TV in 2024. But here's the kicker. The article challenges the persistent belief that these kids are just kids in their bedroom, pointing out that many now run full-fledged, staffed businesses generating significant revenue. Check these numbers. Mr. Beast's entertainment brand is worth over $1 billion. College Hummer rebranded as Dropout TV and is approaching 1 million paid subscribers, with estimated monthly recurring revenue over $6 million. And Rhett and Link's Mythical Entertainment has over 100 staff members and partial annual earnings of $36 million. Why it matters? Spotify announced that over 270 million users are now watching video podcasts on their platform, and YouTube is opening up digital ad insertion technology for creators to deliver sponsorships. Meanwhile, traditional media companies like Paramount are cutting thousands of jobs post-merger, and the Washington Post is laying off dozens amid mounting losses. The disruption is real, and it's happening now. Cool. All right, 4th thing, all about transparency. The Media Rating Council just released draft standards to bring transparency to digital audio ad auctions, aiming to eliminate the black box around how ads are priced and placed. For audio platforms, this means greater disclosure about how bids convert to prices, including any discounts, tech fees, or engagement scores. And platforms would need to disclose their auction type and publish floors equally for all buyers. Why it matters? The standards would allow independent measurement providers to validate metrics like audibility, invalid traffic, and brand safety through annual audits. Translation? Advertisers will actually know what they're paying for, and creators will benefit from fairer, more transparent pricing. It's backed by major industry players like the IAB Tech Lab and the Association of National Advertisers. And finally, fifth thing, the rankings are in for Q3 2025. Edison Research released the top 50 podcasts based on reach, and the top 4 remain unchanged: Joe Rogan, Crime Junkie, The Daily, and Call Her Daddy, with Smartless rounding out the top 5. But there are some interesting movers. The Midas Putch podcast entered the top 20 for the first time at number 14, even briefly overtaking Joe Rogan on YouTube's watch time rankings. And The Charlie Kirk Show jumped 32 spots to number 17. New Heights with Jason and Travis Kelce got a bump from Taylor Swift's guest appearance, and The Pat McAfee Show hit an all-time high ranking of number 26, up from 39 in Q2. Why it matters? These rankings show where audiences are actually spending their time. Even as ad performance data tells a different story, remember thing number 2, reach still matters for brand deals, celebrity bookings, and cultural influence. And that's your Podwire's 5 things for today. From break-bounding new shows to industry shifts that'll change how podcasting works behind the scenes. Thanks for hanging with me. If you want more podcast news delivered daily, subscribe wherever you're listening. I'm back tomorrow with 5 more things you need to know. Stay curious, stay informed, and I'll catch you next time.
That's your wrap. Want the inside track on podcasting? Join podwires.com is your next stop. Subscribe to the newsletter for the latest trends and tap into the marketplace to connect with jobs, creators, and brands shaping audio's future. Don't just listen, get involved. Head to joinpodwires.com today.